Yes, hello farmers, welcome to Gubala Urban Farm. So today I want us to talk about something. So today we are going to see something about pigs. There's information, a lot of information out there that is hyped so much, and people may go into piggery with wrong expectations. Like any other business, sometimes you ask you why someone is. If I'm telling you how something works so much and I'm selling that thing, you may know why I'm also. It may be working, but you may know why I'm hyping it so much. So, a lot of questions have been coming out about feeding pigs. How much does it cost to feed one pig to slaughter weight here in Uganda? But in other countries and other places, maybe even lower, 4 months they can also slaughter. But here we are ranging between 5 and 6. That's when we can come to a period where we say that let's slaughter these pigs or let's sell them off for consumption. Yes, now, how much does it cost to raise a pig? A pig can feed. I'm going to be very brief for someone who wants to start piggery. I'm now not talking about the breeds. I'm assuming that you're having the right breed and you just want to grow your pigs to a slaughter weight. So assuming you are keeping porco breeds and then you want to feed them up to when they will be ready for slaughter. Let's talk about 6 months maximum. So too many are asking how much does it cost. So in piggery and any other business, there's no size for all. So you may find out that my inputs are not equal to your inputs. The highest expense you're gonna have in piggery is feeding. So you're gonna spend a lot, about 70% of your money on feeding. So when you get the right breed, so now I want us to talk about the reality. How many kilograms can you really get? So as I've said that my way of feeding may not be your best interest, and you may be feeding in your own way. But in reality, a pig can really feed about 250 kilograms of feed into that cycle, an average of 250 kilograms. So you may calculate how much you are going to input in terms of accessing those feeds and then come up with a cost of 1 kilogram of feed. So to come up with the cost, you have to calculate the price of your maize bran, the price of your broken maize, and the ratios you are putting in, plus the concentrates, and then you come up with the total mixed kg, the cost of 1 kilogram mixed. So that is all. When you calculate that, you are feeding 250 kilograms on average for that lifespan up to slaughter weight. Now the problem is in terms of the weights. So too many people and companies give you mixing formulas and what you have to do to get that weight. They are telling you that a pig may be 120 kilograms. Yes, if you feed like you are told and you follow the instructions and with good breeds, you will achieve that weight. It is possible to achieve that weight they are talking about. But now, when we go on ground and in reality, you will find out that you don't have the money. Okay, you have your money, but will it be profitable at the end of that day? When you feed maybe in that particular way, will you be able to sustain in the number of pigs that you are having on your farm if you feed them in that cost in that particular way? That is the question that every farmer must answer. So when it comes to feeding, you will find out what works for you. But in terms of kilograms, To achieve that kind of weight, they are talking about maybe a little bit harder, being the fact that most of the farmers are keeping poor breeds, and some breeds that are being kept are not too much suitable. So it may be hard, but what I can tell you is that a pig can weigh between 90 and 75 kilograms. That's the average weight between those kgs, 90 and 75 kgs. But how have you fed to achieve that? And are you profitable at the end of the day? The thing is, yes, you will be profitable when you feed in a particular way. And too many are asking, what is that way? But what I can tell you is that you can reduce the amount of concentrates you put into the feeds. And maybe another thing you can do is target lower prices of maize and sometimes maize brand, so that you acquire them at lower cost. Because if you do that, and I've told you that a pig can feed 250 kgs. So if you stock 2.5 tons on average, or 3 tons of let's say maize brand and broken, when you sum up and you're having 3 tons, so you can grow 10 pigs up to 6 months if you're having 3 tons of feed. So the feed I'm talking about is basically broken and maize brand. So the ratios of broken you are putting into what you are mixing differs at every particular stage. Okay, so what they are telling you on the mixing sheet most of the times may be too expensive for you and may not be easily maintained. You cannot easily maintain it for so long. So what you need to do is to find out what works for you. You can reduce the amount of maize broken you put in and maybe increase the brand. When you get good quality maize brand, reduce the broken amounts and the amount of concentrates, because they are expensive at some points and you are buying them regularly. So if you manage to stock at cheaper prices and also reduce the broken maize you put in at particular levels, not all levels, you can reduce starting from around 3 months, and then when you reduce that, you will end up with slightly lower cost of feeding, and maybe you can supplement some other feeding on costs, can supplement some other feeds, and then let your pigs grow. At the end of the day, when you achieve 75 to 90 kgs, the pork breeds normally can have a conversion ratio of 75% carcass weight. So that means that if you have a live weight of 80 kilograms, so if you're having 80 kilograms, you're going to have 75% of 80 kgs as carcass. So that's 75% times 80 kilograms. So at the end of the day, you're going to have 60 kilograms of carcass or the pork. So if you sell 60 kilograms at 10,000 shillings per kilogram, you're having 600,000 shillings. That may be slightly low to about 500 or 500 and plus, but that is the range in case you're having good pork, you are keeping porkers. So that is basically how you can maneuver around. Find out some kind of broken maize and maize brand at cheaper costs, then reduce the total number of expensive feeds. Let brand be a little bit more in your mixings and reduce the broken at particular stages, plus the amount of concentrates you put in at particular stages if you want to maintain, not to spend a lot on terms of feeding. So that is one. and then keep good breeds, so feed them and they are really moving and really growing. So don't keep too much poor breeds, and then don't give up with the other works, the deworming and then the treatment, so that your pigs can be healthy and then grow very fast, grow without anything hindering them from growing. So at the end of the day, you may spend about a maximum of 300. You may spend about 300 to 350,000 shillings to grow a single pig. So as I've calculated for you, if you are going to sell at 600 minimum, between 600, 550, you may end up with some amount of profits. Normally, can double the input cost, or can be about 80% the input cost. So that is simply how I can tell you about that. You may call us at Gubala Urban Farm and maybe we talk about that, because you may be having pigs at different stage, and some of you, your pigs may not even need to be given different feeds. You may just need to get other breeds and good pigs. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to Gubala Urban Farm on TikTok and YouTube.